Oh, wow. Okay, I guess it's as best as I'm gonna get it. Okay, good evening to all you fellow TIs out there. Well, as far as I can tell about certain situations, I'm gonna have another video for the guide channel for you all to check out. But I tried letting some people know on the PlayStation Network. Now, I wasn't too quick to do this at first because I knew, and I'm sure all of you know as well, there are people involved when it comes to this. This could be any of your family members. This could be a once close friend that you knew a long time ago. And one of the skeptical things, I'm not going to say any names, but I did overhear one thing being said, and I didn't let them know I was a target individual. I didn't want it because I don't know if they were in on it or not, on what's going on. And one of them did tell me that, well, one of their friends or family members is basically, her mom basically works for the government. So that was already a red flag right there. So I just tested it out, and sure enough, I was right. Most of them, some of them were in on it. Some of them just don't really believe it, and it's a lot of discrediting going on to where like, and you don't know what you're talking about, and you come up with more scientific methods and stuff. Do your research. You've all seen it yourself. I've got all the information on the channel. I told them what the channel was, and I left it at that. I'm not going to discuss it any farther with them as far as that's concerned. I did my part in giving out the warning. Tried it with my family. I wouldn't be surprised if some of my family were actually covertly in on me being sold into this program at a very young age, due to the fact that they were the ones who are around me at that age. I wouldn't be surprised. Um, Today though, like I think my awakening is getting a lot stronger. It really is because um one of the perps ended up going like, yeah, I'm going through this guy's account and shit, whatever, right? And I'm just like, it wasn't the fact that he was doing that. It wasn't that. It was the idea that I looked back and I started to see things as they were unfolding. And I looked back and I'm like, what? And I started to ask myself, what good has technology actually done? Has it allowed us to be able to communicate with one another? Yes. Yes, it has. But at the same time, it's like a double-edged sword because whenever we go over what our targeting, ensues, and we're just also putting ourselves out there for what? More targeting, right? So it kind of helps us to get people a better understanding on our situation, but at the same time, it gives more info to the perps. It gives these perps a window into your life, not just your life, but your kid's life, your mother's life, your grandfather's life, your father, your mother, all that stuff, man. Your brother, your sister, all of that through social media, all kinds of things that you can possibly think of. Has it done really great things? Yes. Look at Zacchaeus' work. It has done great things, but at the same time, that same technology cost him his life. Speaking the truth cost him his life. I shame him for that? Absolutely not. No, because it's thanks to him that a lot of us has been able to wake up from this, been able to find more and more ways to actually protect ourselves from this. For so long we've all been asleep. Sorry about that, but today, like it when that happened, I think today, like I had the biggest awakening I've ever had in like forever. And what I mean by this, I mean I was to that point to where I was like, you know what? Screw it. I don't give a damn about this technology anymore. I don't give a damn about no phone. I don't give a damn about no game system. I don't care what's coming out the next month, this, that, and that month. Because I started to look at all the negative as what was coming from technology. Phones. They got cameras to where you get these peeping toms peeping on you at any given time. So think about all the times you had your phone with you before you even knew all this was going down. Any of these idiots could have been peeping through your phone and you wouldn't have not have known it. You could have been in the bathroom and you wouldn't have known that someone was hacking your stuff, looking at you through the camera lens. You wouldn't have known that. It wasn't until that dude who, the founder of Facebook, where there was a photo of him having tape over his phones, over his laptop's camera, to where people started to understand they were hacking devices. But I'm about my awakening today, man. Like I was there. Like I was at there. Like literally, I was to the point where I was just ready to just throw every electronic I had in my possession in the trash or sell it off, one or the other. I did not give a damn at all. I did not care because all I saw was nothing but the negative of what it brought. I mean, you want to brag? A person want to brag about having a new phone? Oh, goody, you got a new tracking device. You want to have a more fashionable leash around your neck while they track you everywhere you go, and track everything that you do, right? Then I look back at a lot of other things, man. Yes, technology has done some good, but it's been promoting mostly the bad. When we have surveillance equipment that helps us catch the criminals find ways to use that technology against us to help protect themselves from being caught and from being busted. I mean, look at the news meter. They straight up lie to the public, and they're bold faced lying even now. Even more so, like even worse, the brainwashing technology, the freaking MK Ultra, the freaking radiation based mind control. Technology has brought that into our lives, man. If you ask me, I would rather live in a life where everything is just all rural and just plain and basic. It seems like every convenience that has been brought forth to mankind, no matter how much it happens, it's made a lot of people more lazy, and it's made things a lot more easy, a little bit too convenient, is what I like to say. And I think that too much of a convenience can be a bad thing. And well, I mean, look at the situation here. You all have seen what's going on, but so many people are still asleep, don't even accept the truth of what it is. And we're in a process to where it's one or two or three things. It's either people are too afraid to wake up to the truth and accept the reality of that of which they're seeing until it's too late and they just expecting the Superman just to show up and save them. Or they're one of the perps who are discrediting everything and trying to make sure everything goes as planned. And if it isn't that, well, they're being manipulated, they're controlled. Every single perk that I have seen is controlled, dude. All of them. They have no control over their own will, over their own thoughts, over their own behavior. They do not. They think they do, but they don't. And that's what they want them to think. That they have control. But they don't. They don't. When they act out in their perpetrator's ways, the only thing I see is a damn robot that's programmed to do specific functions as to what they're programmed to do. That, and when you see a perp act like that, that's the type of future the cities, the people living in the cities and shit, is headed. And honestly, I don't even tend to be around when that shit goes down. I don't. I do intend to get the heck out of the U.S. this year. This year. They're not going to keep these borders closed all the way up until next year. I don't believe that. I really don't. I honestly don't. And even if they do, it's just going to give me more and more time to prep for this, of what's going on. Now, everyone, if you want to know how to block the 5G effects, I've already discussed it before. Now, for my shielding, I have RFID fabric and then copper lining fabric on the outside. So I think that's why my core is mainly protected from this BS. Ooh, excuse me, that they're trying to do. I feel like I have a whole lot more control than I ever did before, even with my other shielding. Since I've done this, I've literally made a freaking inline suit out of the whole material. So it's covered. It's got my legs guarded, my arms guarded, my freaking chest. There are parts of my arms that are exposed, but I got the protection bracelet for that. I got the right frequencies for that, and all of that. I do the detox. A lot of things I will warn you all to avoid. The lightning on this phone is changing up, so I can already tell that someone's hacking this device even now as I speak. They're probably even looking at me through the lens right now, but honestly, I don't care. That's just proving my point why I'm gonna abandon technology because this is what it does, man. Now, one thing I do know, maybe the setting is set to where like it changes up. I don't know, but signs like that, like you're supposed to, it's not supposed to change up like that. It does have an automatic setting, but I don't know. Maybe because it's the lighting, it's like light on my right hand side, and like it's dark towards my left. But you see the light, it's like shining towards my left. So I don't know. Maybe that's the case. Maybe not. Who knows? I really don't care. But the way this is basically the way I see it and why I'm fed up with tech, man. It's like they're the they're the scientists holding up a piece of cheese in the air, and you're the lab mouse, the lab rat, trying to reach up and grab it. But each time you're trying to get it, they're just doing this constantly with it. The more and more you get closer to reaching it, the more and more they just gonna pull it away. They're just gonna keep pulling away to keep you repeating the same thing, and that's the type of behavior that I've seen with these gang stalkers. The more and more you actually, evolve and get more of a substantial self growth to where like you're elevating yourself from this, and you're becoming more and more defensive in of how you need to be when it comes to this targeting that they do. They're basically portraying the same thing. You gotta understand, they are already programmed, dude. They are already programmed. They are gone. Any type of realism, the true reality within them, whatever their true self is, it has been siphoned out at a younger age at some point because they have been programmed, they have been brainwashed, and it just made the process that much easier for them. From what I've noticed when it came to rap music, right? And this is one of the reasons why I abandoned rap music is because first off, the narrative of what they were going for, I didn't agree with it, so I abandoned it. I left it alone. I'm not saying all rap music is bad, but I'm saying when you have an organization as well as the corruptive music industry is what they do, they are behind a lot of this brainwashing because they are being paid to basically distribute this to both kids, impressionable kids, impressionable adults, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Um, if you want to know why I just did that, if you heard any recent rap videos, did you ever notice that they have a constant repeating process of a certain word or syllable of any kind? And yeah, like I know like the verse, retracts and repeats itself, but like they have a very repetitious way of doing this, and it's just too often that it does this. It wasn't just that, but like I come to the realization that some music, not just that, but it could be from almost any genre, I believe, but it seems to be more profound to be around rap. And wow, I'm at like 5%. I knew there wasn't a lot of battery life on this phone, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, what I'm getting at here is that I started to understand that there were actually hidden hypnotic tones in certain music genres. I don't know if a lot of people knew that, and when I found out about that, that's when I really started to meditate, to, elevate myself from that. But man, because of the shielding, honestly, I'm awakening a whole lot more than it ever did, and I actually believe that someday soon, I'm gonna completely broken to the point to where I don't even have to worry about no technology. I'm not even concerned about the crap. They come out with a new game, screw it. They come out with a new phone, don't care. I don't. I'm abandoning it, threw it in the trash because in the end, it's basically the way I see it, it's starting to become more of a demonic nature of technology. It's made to entice you. It's made to lead you astray. Have you noticed that? How technology has actually led a lot of people astray. Now our connection with the Most High, it's not as high as it once was. There's a lot of people who are blinded to a lot of this. Now, normally you would see me like scratch my head or something like that in my videos. That's just I'm not. But you have, I bet you have not seen me do that, not even once in this video that you're watching right now. You want to know why I'm not scratching? Because that's them trying to get me to scratch. That's them trying to get me to rub the back of my neck. That's them trying to get me to rub my shoulder. But I'm not doing it. No. Again, get yourself some RFID fabric. Have that in the inside of the copper fabric, and just make yourself like a jumpsuit, basically a jumpsuit that you can wear on the the inside of your clothes. Have it to where you can just make tie-offs on it, and you don't want to cut the midsection off where your core is. No, you want to make this into a one piece. You want to make a one piece suit out of this. Make a one piece suit. It don't have to be long sleeve. You can have it short sleeve and you'll be fine. You do that even now I can still feel them trying to hit me with this weapon, but its effects are just, it's not like that, man. I also got some copper up here towards where the back of my head is, to where those bumps are at. I blocked that off, and I have a whole lot more control than I ever did before. I got the ears on too. I need to put copper in that too, so mostly around the sides, so that I'll have more greater of a protection on that. Also got some copper up here. Got a little bit going around too. But man, I gotta admit, the copper is a lot more. I don't know if it's just the copper on its own. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But I'm telling you. Technically, I have the inner line, the blue inline helmet thing that I got on. If you want to see it, right there. That thing's made out of RFID fabric, but more of a thicker substance. Now I got that along with the copper on the outside. So basically that makes a very, very durable shielding. That makes as for very durable shielding. Hang on, I gotta fix this darn thing. I gotta make some adjustments to this. But so far, man, like, I wish you all could have seen how desperate they got. I don't have a whole lot of time on this phone. I still got like 5% left. But I wish you all could have. Let me turn this brightness up a bit because I can barely see anything. I wish you all could have seen how desperate they have gotten today. When I say they have got desperate, I mean they like seriously gotten desperate. So much so that they're starting to turn up the notch for me to have to work a lot longer now. Did I care? No. I mean, it's extra cash, but I'm eventually gonna abandon that too, because I'm gonna start living off the damn land. I'm not finna freaking from what other TIs are talking about, man. Did you know about the water that coming in through our pipe systems? The water that we're drinking from, if you ever drink sink water or a faucet water in the past before you knew what you know now. Did you know all this water coming through these pipes, people have shitted in, literally washed themselves with already, and this is the same water that's coming from your toilets, from the bathtubs, from the dishes, from other people's dirty dishes, and people who had other diseases, probably sexually transmitted diseases that you didn't know about. Did you know that all that water coming from that stuff is going to a treatment plant, getting treated? They throw that chlorine in there, they throw that fucking fluoride in there, they throw all that crap in there, and guess what? They just completely filter a lot of that crap out, and then it just gets recycled and pumped right back into the into the pipeline systems for the people to drink, and the people to bathe in, and the people to re-shit in, and do it once more, over and over and over again. I don't know about the next person, but that's the most disgusting thing they could be doing to people. And it's not even just with the water, man. It's with the food too. We are being fed the most. I'm sorry for my language, but we are being fed the most shittiest parts of food. Most of it is, which is probably not even real food. Like, it's just GMO, genetically modified organisms, stuff made from a lab. They already put in all this technology, and they put in all this crap in the cattle and all this other stuff, injecting all of this crap in there. You don't even know what this stuff is, and it's coming from these damn scientists. They are obsessed with cutting people's connection off with the Most High, with God. And I'm just like, you know something? Look, if you don't want that connection with God, fine. Fine. But keep that to yourself. Keep your bullshit with you and your group of people and leave us the fuck alone. Whatever beliefs you have with that effed up technology, fine. But keep it to yourself, man. Keep that shit amongst yourself. Quit trying to fucking brainwash everybody. And you want to know why they want to brainwash everybody? Because they're gonna perish, man. It's been foretold in the Bible that they're gonna perish. They don't want people leaving. They don't want people escaping, and they don't want any of us to survive because they already are doomed. They are already doomed, man. They are long gone. Any of these perps, dude, they're not themselves. Don't react to what they're doing. Don't respond to them. Don't. Because they're not there anymore. Whatever true self they had is gone. When they communicate with each other, it's not them. It's the people controlling them that are talking, that are making them feel the way that they feel, to making them say the things that they say, to act the way that they act, to walk the way that they walk, to talk the way that they talk. It's the people controlling them with this technology. That's why peer pressure was a tactic that was used for this. I conducted a test when I was younger, and this is why there was a lot of suppression of knowledge on me back then when it came to my covert targeting when I was a kid. It's because I was going to end up being too smart to where they wouldn't be able to keep me from finding out about this crap. And that's basically why I got put it on the list at a younger age. Of which it wasn't just me, it was a lot of other people too. I got like 50 something seconds on there. Basically I did two tests about peer pressure. First off, I dressed myself up. I already talked to us before, but if all of you who didn't catch that video, I don't know if they took it down. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't care. But anyway, I'm about to make another one about it. What I did was I conducted a peer pressure test, and I dressed up in the thuggish look that they normally do. I had the sagging pants going. I had the gym shoes wearing, the matching shirt, and that gauche looking hoodie that I was wearing. I really felt miserable doing it, but it was for research. It was for testing, and that's how I kept it. Only for a social experiment, nothing more. No chemical-based bullshit, none of that. It was only for a social experiment and nothing more. So I noticed that the people around me, as well as the females, were more favorable of me. It wasn't just black folks. It was also people from other races as well. It was more black and Hispanic that were favorable towards us. So it's like, okay. So now that was experiment one, and it was so favorable that even a female even walked all the way to the house that both me and my mom were staying at, and she was looking for me for some strange reason. Mind you, I've only met these people one day and that happened. So moving on to test two. This is later on in the years. I couldn't do it with the same group of people. I wanted to do it with completely different people. So what I did was this. I dressed up basically looking more a lot more appropriate. I had a collar shirt on, as what you can see what I got on now. I had it tucked in. I had loafers on, and I had this testing kind of like a twofer, because I kind of tweaked it a bit to see just how demented the teasing and the taunting would be, and sure enough, it didn't disappoint. I got teased, I got taunted, and I started to understand it was peer pressure because they wanted to strive people. They wanted to lure people from trying to better themselves, and they wanted to lure them into being trash. They wanted to lure them into just ruining themselves, ruining their lives, just investing themselves into drugs, investing themselves into violence, investing themselves into gangbanging, investing themselves into the most shittiest type of music that would cause you to be even more brainwashed. And I don't care what genre of music out there it is out there, whether it's rap R&B, whatever the hell it is. There is good music in all of these genres, but they keep it from you. They're keeping it from you so they can keep you in this constant state of brainwashing. They don't want you waking up. No, not at all, man. No. And when it came to a lot of this stuff that was being told, like, oh, like, don't do that, that's lame, and all this stuff. Who do you think people? What do you now? When you were experiencing this as a kid, who do you think was telling you this? I'm gonna tell you who was telling you this. It was the people who are already brainwashed. It was the people who are already programmed, because they want you to be programmed, because they are programmed. They don't have no control over their actions because it's being controlled by an unseen enemy, by an unseen entity. And it's probably the same thing with them, but more ominous and more not just ominous, but more of an omen like nature. But they don't want you seeing certain things. There's certain things in this world that we have not yet seen, but it's gonna soon show itself. I feel like almost every day of every week, I'm just finding more and more ways to protect myself from this, and I just so happen to have the convenience to do so. I don't know why. Maybe it's the Most High looking out for me. I don't know. But honestly, man, I think if anybody had a choice, and like if they had a choice whether to live a life but have to go through this, I think a person would just to choose to just stay in the afterlife, man. To tell you the truth, if they have a choice. But I believe this is more. This is why I say life is a trial. It's a trial to see whether you're gonna either rise above the madness and awaken, or you're just gonna stay asleep and be consumed. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next few days, man. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next few weeks, the next few months. But I know one thing: my heart is set on getting the hell out of this country. That vaccine crap, screw that. But there is a video that you guys need to check out. Apparently, they got this whole thing set up to where, like, if they even suspect you of being infected with this, you know, 5G bullshit, which they like to call it the COVID-9, or no, not the COVID-5, really. They can actually just literally just strip you from your home. Did you know that? Yeah. If you want to know, start investing in seaweed. Okay, start investing in seaweed. Get yourself some beans, some brown rice. Get yourself a rice cooker and stockpile the crap out of that. I've talked about this before. I had the link on the channel. It kills off the Magellan. Start taking seaweed baths. Put some seaweed in that bath water. Detoxify yourself from this crap. It literally will just absorb it out of your system. Get some aloe vera plants for your home. It absorbs non-iodized radiation, returning your home temp back to normal. Don't drink milk because it basically calcifies your pineal gland. Don't drink sink water because they put fluoride in there. That calcifies your pineal gland. If you're going to eat any type of chocolate, make sure it's dark chocolate or vegan chocolate, and you're good to go. As far as anything else is concerned, don't consume nothing that's GMO. Don't consume any type of trans fats. That's going from cheese snacks, because if you don't know what canola oil is, that's a trans fat, okay? Don't use hand soaps, hand sanitizers, bar soaps, shampoo or conditioner. You can use baking soda for all of those purposes, and don't use toothpaste. Don't use that. Don't use mouthwash because mouthwash has fluoride in it. Don't eat anything that's mint flavored because mint has fluoride in it. And I could go on and on, man. The list goes on. I've lost track of literally how much more bullshit they pump into both food, beverage, and health products. Now, as far as clothing, make sure your clothing is 100% cotton, because if it's not, then you most likely you're in possession of clothing that is laced with synthetics. So cotton, 100% cotton-based clothing is what you want. I need to actually invest some of that myself if possible, but I know a lot of TIs, man. I'm really concerned about the TIs out there who don't even have a home, man. Who are just living in their cars because like they're not even working and they don't even have the means to even get out the damn country. They don't. And they don't even have the funds to even get themselves shielded from this BS that's going on. And if you've seen what the census does, man, the census gives these assholes a right to strip you of your property if you're homeless. It's crazy. It really is, man. It it really is. My heart is really going out there for all of the people out there who are suffering, man. Cause I still, man, I just I look back at everything, and I questioned everything now, man. Every damn thing. Whenever every day I was going to school, everything I was learning, to all my experiences, to everything that I was exposed to. I don't know. I know one thing though. My heart is definitely set on abandoning technology for good, and I'm doing that once I leave the country. I mean, after that, I don't know. Maybe I'll meet some other TIs willing to do the same thing. We can all, collaborate, come up with a game plan, and work out some type of way to help each other out. I don't know, but these perps love to infiltrate, but they're gonna show themselves eventually. I'm willing to move past these damn perps just to find myself some fellow TIs to basically get the hell out of here. This is MM. Stay safe, stay strong, everybody. I'm over and out. Oh wait, that's the camera. That's not the screen recorder. Okay. Also, before I do end this, I've seen on some people's other TI's videos that 5G appeared on their phones. This is why I recommended the screen recorder. You will have evidence of 5G being in your area if you have a screen recorder and it's popping up on your phone. Okay. Also, get yourself a Geiger counter. A Geiger counter, excuse me, detects when you're near radiation. If you want to know about the screen recorder, you can use that to record when your phone is displaying that there are 5G in the area. You can actually go to your camera while the screen recorder is still going and literally show your Geiger counter through the camera by recording with the screen recorder. Good combination. Again, I'm over and out.